What's up, folks? My name is Mike, and in the northern part of Storm Peaks in Northrend, you will find a level 80 raid called Ulduar, and in here you'll be farming Mimiron's head, which according to WoWhead is a 1.7% drop rate. Now before you go in, make sure it's set to 10 player. I know the mount only drops off 25 player, but trust me, this is going to make it so much easier. Now before I talk about that, talk to Bronzebeard, I believe his name is, to start the fight, and then hop into a Demolisher and go to the boss. Don't use your number 2 ability though, only use 1 and 3 if you're going to kill ads. Number 2 is saved specifically for the boss. If you hop into a Demolisher and you're not moving, you might have jumped into the passenger seat, so make sure you're actually in the driver's seat. So the reason you're doing this on 10 man is just because it's a little bit quicker, a little bit quicker, and a little bit easier. If you do it, you probably can do this on 25 man. I haven't tried. I would assume you can with the 6.0 stat changes and stuff like that, but I just decided I'm going to go in on 10 player. It'll be a lot easier, a lot quicker to get there, and then I'll set a 25 player and then kill the last boss so he can drop the mount if he does. And that's really, if you want to try 25 player and make it easier on yourself and just don't have to like waste time walking out, changing it and all that, that's fine. Up to you, really. You can try whatever you want. But to spawn the first boss, you have to kill these 2 stone giants by the wall, as you can see. All the ads you pulled before that, if they're on you and you want to kill them, go for it. You won't be taking a lot of damage here from your Demolisher because your Demolisher scales with your gear. If you want to run here just on your mount, you might have a hard time because the mobs hamstring, and then by the time you get to the boss, you've pulled so many that you're actually losing a lot of health. So I would just recommend getting a Demolisher and not dealing with this boss without one. Once the boss spawns, just sit there, make sure you're targeting him, and then spam the number 2 ability. What number 2 is, it's Pyrite. It's basically a stacking dot, and the more stacks you have on it, on the boss, the faster he'll die, as you're gonna see. When you have, like, on the right side, you see it's mana. I think it's just called Pyrite, but it acts like mana, and that when you use Pyrite, it goes away, and you have to like shoot the Pyrite out of the sky to regenerate. But you only need the amount of Pyrite you get from the Demolisher just by having it. And by the way, if you're noticing something weird with my voice, I'm kind of sick. I'm just getting sick, so it's like a throat thing this time, not even a cold. Kind of annoying, but whatever, you deal with it. The bosses on the left and right, Ignis and Razor Scale, you don't have to kill them. They are optional bosses. If you want to come back and kill them later for any achievements, go for it. Speaking of achievements, if you're doing this for the first time, you are going to get literally like 300 achievement points. It's just fantastic. For XT, try to kill him quickly. If you can't kill him quick enough, what he's going to do is he's going to drop his heart every 25%. Don't kill that heart, because when you kill the heart, hard mode starts, so basically he regenerates all of his health. Now in this teleporter, you're going to port to the antechamber of Ulduar, the last one. The heart drops, and it just regenerates his health. It turns on hard mode, so he has a little bit more damage, has a little bit more mechanics. Not that big of a deal anymore, but it's just stupid. Just don't kill the heart if it drops. If you're somewhat geared, I'm pretty sure even if you're not that geared, you'll still kill him before the heart drops, but that's yeah. The bosses on the left and right there are the Iron Council and Algalon. Again, other optional bosses. Algalon actually gives you a title if you kill him on 10 and 25 player, 2 different titles. Kologarn, really easy boss. If his arms die, he takes like 25% damage, so that is something you can just spam AoE and he'll die a little bit faster. You also notice I'm not looting in this video just because it saves time. You can make a lot of gold here if you're looting, so it's up to you. And also there is a cat lady boss. Her name is Auriaya. You can see her on the top left of my screen there. She has to die, and I totally forgot about her. You'll see later that I cut it up a bit, but I totally forgot she was a thing, and I was like, what the hell is happening? But when you're going to Hodir, or Hodir is the real name, but I just call him Hodor because of Game of Thrones, watch out for the snowmounds, because if you walk too close to those, a whole bunch of like, I don't know, you'll see them come out now. Those I don't know, snake looking things are going to come out of the ground, and then they'll chase you. It's not that big of a deal, but it's just really annoying. So I would just recommend trying to stay away from them if you can. Wow, talking is hard when you're sick. I didn't really actually realize how hard it would be. These guys over here that I'm pulling, or I'm going to pull, that I'm targeting, I believe you have to kill the small guys to get to the big guy. Or that's the way it used to be, but not anymore, I guess. For Hodor, if you kill him within 3 minutes, I think, which you will, you're going to get 2 chests of loot, I see on the left and right. The people frozen in there are just NPCs that used to help you with stuff like putting down fire for you. Also, try to keep moving on this because he gives you a stacking debuff. If you don't, like, I don't even know what it does. It doesn't hurt anymore, but just if you want to keep moving, go for it. now you're going to see these next 4 bosses I'm going to kill are the Keepers of Ulduar. As you saw, Hodir was outside there where I walked in. Do not talk to those NPCs ever. Because when you do talk to them, what it does is they start helping you on the last boss. And in order for the mount to have a chance to drop, you have to do the encounter with 0 keepers up. Meaning you're not getting any help from any of the NPCs. Which used to be super goddamn hard. But now it's a lot easier, obviously. But just don't talk to Hodir, Thorim, Freya, or Mimiron. For this fight, you're going to start it by killing those ads there, and you're going to pull this lever, and then you're going to go into this little gauntlet here. This used to reset. They actually changed it for 6.0, thankfully, which makes it a whole lot easier. You're going to kill all the ads and then get you going. Ulduar is a lot of people's favorite raid, mine included. It was probably like the first time I just loved going to raid. Like in Lich King when it started, I was like, oh, I love raiding. But then Ulduar came out, I was like, holy crap, I really love raiding. Like I remember when I was in school, in high school, when Ulduar came out. Also, side note, don't step in these circles, because if you do, you'll get stunned for 10 seconds or something. But I remember when Ulduar came out, I was in school, and I was in, like, some business class, and I'd be on the computer on MMO Champion, just refreshing all the time, because they had, like, updates for, like, the World First Guild. By the time I went to school, and by the time I got out, I think the World First Guild was already at Yogg-Saron, and I was like, how are you guys doing that? That's incredible. And, like, we were seeing screenshots of the boss for the first time, and I was like, wow, this guy looks awesome. I remember the first time I actually got to Yogg-Saron, I was like, holy crap, you are awesome. So this whole area, it just looks awesome. The bosses are a lot of fun. I think it's the best raid ever made. I love coming here. This is one of those raids that I just don't get tired of. You know when you run something over and over again? I don't get tired of this place. Like, I can mount run this all the time when I'm not bored. I still find something that I love about it, still enjoy things about Ulduar, and I just still think it's amazing, so kudos to Blizzard. But for this next boss, you're going to run out to her, and she has like a stacking buff that you used to have to kill ads that she spawned to take away, and what it did was it healed her full, basically. But nowadays, obviously, the DPS is so high, you can just kill her without worrying about that. Any ads that you pull in the process, make sure to kill. You can actually mount in this area specifically, and you can see Auriaya at the door there walking by. She's the one you have to kill for the teleporters to work to get to Mimiron. And don't forget to mount here because, I mean, I totally forgot. And then I was like, oh yeah, I'm kind of stupid. But this teleporter here is won't be active until you kill Auriaya over here. So she patrols around this whole bottom, like around the whole circle there where I am. And once you kill her, you can teleport to the Spark of Imagination from Mimiron. Now, you don't have to do this. There is like a legitimate way where you can just go through the ads, take a little tram over here. Too long, I think. So just kill Auriaya and then come over here and do it. And kill Mimiron. Now, this is actually the second time I killed Mimiron, because the first time I wiped. By the way, as you saw a cut there. So the big red button at the back of the room there, if you click that to start the encounter, it starts the hard mode encounter. So in case you're here for the achievement, go ahead and click that. So Mimiron was actually one of the hardest fights back in the day. Just normal, like heroic was terrible, like it was so hard. But normal itself was really difficult because it required everyone to be not stupid. And that right there, Mimiron's head, is what you're farming. It doesn't drop off Mimiron for some reason, but if you're melee, you're going to want to kill an assault bot, as you see here, loot the magnetic core, get under Mimiron, and then use it. And then Mimiron will come down. Mimiron will come down so you can go ahead and kill him. Now this whole phase, for example, if you're a warrior, this is the perfect phase to start stacking Rage, because you cannot melee the head from here, and you just fight all 3 phases as you see. And so when you get to the phase where you fight all 3 of the bosses, you're going to want to spam an AoE of some sort, because that will hit. For example, I spammed Whirlwind. So if you're a melee class or someone who doesn't have ranged attacks, make sure if you need, let's say, energy or rage or something like that to AoE, you stack it on that head phase, because when the boss comes down, even if it's at 0% health, you can still hit it a bit to gain your source. When you get here, by the way, back to the teleporter, go to the Shattered Walkway, as you see there. But yeah, for me as a warrior, I just spammed Bloodthirst, and it kind of built up my rage, and I was full rage. And then when the head came out, or when the 3 bodies came out, I just spammed Whirlwind on them all and killed them. You can also use Dragon's Roar, I believe, as a warrior, but AoE or range attacks are super critical for that, so make sure you have them. Moving on now, we're going to go to one of the best rooms in the world. A lot of people I don't really mind. I'm not one of the like, oh my god, this is amazing, guys. But this was a whole like big deal back when I used to raid here. When people would like sit at the door like, oh my god, it's so beautiful, to open the door and stuff. And this whole area it still looks cool, I think, but it's not as amazing as people made it out to be. But we're moving on to the second last boss here, General Vezax. I remember when his Searing Flame ability would just cast non-stop, so you had to have... I remember we split up into like 3 groups of 3, I think, for interrupts, and we like switch vent channels, so only the 3 of us were in there. So like, okay, I got mine. Okay, I got mine. Okay, I got mine. Retreat. Okay, I got mine. Like, you had to interrupt Searing Flame or else you would... I'm pretty sure it took you like to 28% health, and then you died because you would cast it right away, and it just sucked. So you don't have to kill any of the ads here. If you kill the ads on the left or right side of those big packs, the guys beside Vezax will come out and be active. You don't have to kill them. Also, I didn't know he knocked me back, so I should have just faced the door for Yogg-Saron, but whatever. I got knocked into ads, and I just killed them. And now we're going to move on to the final boss, Yogg-Saron. So when you go in, you're not going to kill Yogg-Saron because you're still on 10 player. Don't forget that. You're still on 10 player. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this teleporter back to the expedition base camp or something like that, the first one. You're going to run outside, and when you're outside, you're going to switch it to 25 player. And when you do that, you're going to run back, you'll see. You have to make sure it's on 25 player because it would suck if you switched it and you somehow messed up and then you kill on 10 player, like, oh yeah. So as you see there, it says set to 25 player, you run in, and make sure it says welcome to Ulduar 25 player. Once it says that, you're going to run back to the teleporter, and you're just going to port right back to where you were. It takes literally like 30-45 seconds to do this. Support to the prison of Yogg-Saron, and then we start the fight. I still think this is one of my favorite fights of all of World of Warcraft. It's really fun. So the green clouds here, if you walk in them, they will spawn ads that you need to kill on Sarah, the girl right in the middle of the room here. These ads dying, when they die, they do like an AoE, and this AoE is what damages Sarah because she's like a NPC for you, like a green NPC, I believe. So they have to die on her, or like very close to her, because they will... I think you need like 9 total to kill her. I think something like that. Between 7 and 11 for sure. So if you want to spawn a whole bunch, just run through the green stuff. You don't have to, they spawn by themselves, but it's kind of slow if they just spawn by themselves. This whole phase took so many wipes to perfect in my guild, because for some reason people were stupid and they kept standing in green and they didn't know how to properly DPS this, and it was just... Or they didn't know how to properly stop DPS, because like... You had to, because we all fought by the door. We would damage the ad, and then the tank would kite it all the way to the boss and all the way to Sarah, and then kill it. So this Constrictor, by the way, you can't melee at all. The only thing that'll work is AoE attacks. So as you see, I'm spamming my buttons, nothing's happening, and then I just hit Whirlwind, and it works. It kills it, and that's fine. You don't have to kill any of the tentacles here. I was just killing this one because it was kind of right there, but you'll see tentacles spawn on the far back of the room and stuff. You don't have to kill them. They really don't do much. On this fight, also, if you look at the top left there, or on your debuffs, you'll see you have sanity. You have 100 sanity, and nowadays you won't lose that much, but if you get to 0 sanity, you will get mind controlled and you'll just wipe. So that's not fun. But there's the Corruptor Tentacles, which shoot shit at you. There's the Constrictor Tentacles, which, as you saw, they grab you, so make sure you're using an AoE of some sort to get out of that. And then there's the big ones. And now, I think 45 seconds in, Yogg-Saron will spawn portals into his mind. When you get there, there's 3 different phases you can get into. This is one of the 3. There will be mobs there. You have to kill all the mobs. And when you kill all the mobs, the brain room will open. And it'll say, as you see in the middle of my screen there, it's open. And then you have to go kill the brain of Yogg-Saron. And there's 4 portals around the room to get out of if it doesn't port you out automatically. But you can kill it, and once it's in, it should just shoot you out. But if it doesn't, there's like I said, there's 4 portals. Now when you get out, just focus Yogg-Saron. The ads around him cannot die, so just spam Yogg-Saron. That's it. He does something called Lunatic Gaze, which is like I think a 7-second cast that makes you lose 4 sanity per second, I believe. You want to turn your back to that, because I don't know, you don't have to. By the time you kill him, you won't be low on sanity if you've done it all right. But if you want, you can turn your back to that, and then you kill him. There you go. That's how you do Yogg-0. He will always drop a fragment of Valinir on Yogg-0. And this is just my gear for anyone that's wondering, my item level, my talents, and my glyphs, for anyone who's a warrior specifically and wants to check it out. See what I'm running with. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm really looking forward to putting up more mount videos, farming videos, now that I can solo a lot more stuff. If you have any ideas for mount videos that you want to see, let me know in the comments down below. I'll say in the description box, but that's not it. But anyway, my name is Mike. Thank you all for watching. Hope you're having a great day. Good luck farming Mimiron's head and every other mount in the world. You're all beautiful. See ya.